swear you'll never see anything like this ever again. Stupendous!
Hi guys, welcome back to FPL Insights, your home of everything fantasy football related. This week we're going to be having a look at how I did in game week 24, as well as previewing game week 25. So even before looking at my team for game week 24, I'm just going to show you these two clips. So my last player to watch this game week is Alvaro Morata for Chelsea. As we all know, Morata's form has been dire over the last 3 games, but if I feel that there's a time for Chelsea to run riot again, it's this weekend away at Brighton.
Morata takes Zimmerman out wide. Morata still going under pressure, goes down. Ref says no penalty. Norwich get the free in his face. Oh, it's a red card.
So as you can see in those two videos, the very day that I recorded that game week 24 preview, Morata actually had a cup fixture that night and he got sent off, so that made him very useless for my team, but I did actually swap him out for Aguero. I was debating going with Firmino, but as you can see, Aguero paid off as he got 17 points. Put the armband on Kane that week, probably should have gone with Aguero, but Kane got us 8 points, which was 16 overall. 2 clean sheets in the defence for De Gea and Azpilicueta. Gave me a total score of 61 that week, which is just above the average. So now let's have a look at my first player to watch for game week 25. So my first player to watch this game week is Roberto Firmino for Liverpool. I did speak about getting him in last week, but we put in Aguero instead. After beating Man City, Liverpool went on to lose away to Swansea, and it just shows you how unpredictable the FPL fixtures can be. I'm backing him this week though, and as you can see, his price is just above the 9 million mark, and he's owned by just above 40% of people on FPL. They're playing Huddersfield away this week, and it's a fixture that I believe Firmino scored in earlier on in the season at Anfield. He got 8 points in that game, and I think given his high percentage of people owning him, he's almost becoming relied on up front, and it's for that reason and the fixture that he's got this week that I'm backing Firmino to do well this week. So my next player to watch this week, it'd be silly if I left him out. It's Eden Hazard for Chelsea. As I predicted last week, Chelsea did run riot. They won 4-0 away at Brighton. And just unfortunately, Morata wasn't playing like I spoke about. Hazard picked up 2 goals and obviously a clean sheet point as well, which gave him 16 overall. And this week, he's got Bournemouth at home. And with the doubt over Morata, I believe he's got a back injury. I feel like that's just more... It makes more sense to go for Hazard this week because it just gives him more point scoring potential. So yeah, I'm predicting him to keep up his form this week, and he's sitting at the 10.6 million mark on FPL, only owned by 7.1% of people, just given to his lack of consistency on FPL and his expensive price tag. But if you do have him this week, he's definitely a potential captain choice. So my last player to watch this game week, an unusual one, but it's Christian Benteke for Crystal Palace. He's sitting at the 7.6 million mark on FPL, only owned by 2.3% of people, which is... I expected that number to be a bit higher given his form in the last 3 games. He's got 3 assists in his last 3 games against Arsenal, Burnley and Southampton. And they're playing West Ham this week. And you might be wondering why I'm backing him against West Ham, considering West Ham are doing quite well at the moment. But I don't know if you've seen or not, but the Hammers have just had their 2 best players picked up injuries. That's Arnautovic and Lanzini, both suffering hamstring injuries. So given that the Benteke has been pretty good these last few games, I expect him to turn those goals into assists when they travel to the London Stadium, and I'm back in Palace to pick up all 3 points this weekend. So just going on to a feature on this channel that I like to call Clean Sheet of the Week, we look at a team that has a fixture that I believe their backline will keep a clean sheet in. And this week, it's Stoke, an unusual one, as Stoke, not the most solidified team to get a clean sheet, but they've just picked up their first clean sheet since game week 10, as they beat Huddersfield 2-0 at home last week. They're playing Watford at home, and I believe that they'll actually pick up another clean sheet, as Watford are really struggling at the moment. If you have a Stoke defender, which is quite unlikely, because like I said, not many people go with Stoke defenders this year, I expect them to keep their good form this weekend and potentially bag another clean sheet. So just going on to my player to watch this weekend, sits at 4.7 million on FPL, owned by just short of 5% of people. It's Omar Niasse for Everton. I'm guessing that he does have that quite high ownership than I expected, just given to his short price tag. He picked up a goal last weekend against West Brom, and I remember that because I did back West Brom to keep a clean sheet that week. But yeah, he picked up the equaliser in that game, and that finished 1-1. He's got a home fixture this weekend against Leicester, and I do believe that Niasse will keep up his goal scoring form. So like I said, because he's 4.7 million, a lot of people go to him as their third choice option. And if you're unsure about maybe who to play in midfield, and you have Niasse sitting on the bench, it would be a good option this game week to pick him. So on screen now, you can see my team selection for game week 25. Might come as a surprise, but I've put the armband on Aguero this week. He does have a home fixture against West Brom. Usually I'd go with Kane, but they've got Man U, so I'm kind of unsure. As we all know, Man U and Spurs don't have the most exciting games. Man U usually like to sit back, and Spurs can't really break their back line. And as you can see, my points there, sitting now under the 40k mark for the first time this season. So like I said, I'm slowly going up the ranks, and I hope with my selections this week, you can go up the ranks as well. If you have any player suggestions which you feel that I didn't mention, which are worth a mention, please leave them in the comments below. And again, I appreciate you watching my video. Thank you.